expectations of Celtic support were high. Although Aberdeen had beaten a respected group of opponents and were showing signs of steady improvement in the league, Celtic had already put 18 goals past them in the season. However, the fairy tale return of Henrik Larsson was not to be, and Kenny Dalglish surprised many by leaving Eyal Berkovic and Alan Stubbs out of the starting lineup and Mark Burchill out altogether. Jonathan Gould, Vidar Risset, Johan Mjallby and Tommy Boyd were comfortingly familiar in defence, while up front, striking responsibility fell to Viduka and Johnson. In what looked likely to be veteran Jim Leighton's last top-flight season, the Don supporters were expecting much from the attack of Stavrum and Zero Ali, and manager Ebbe Skovdal was quietly confident with Aberdeen's steady improvement in league form. So it was truly game on, with many predicting an evenly balanced final.
Off we go into the 54th League Cup final. Reset. Stavrum. Taken away by Big Horst. Jackie McNamara, who's been quite outstanding for Celtic this season. Tremendous foraging runs on the right-hand side, as he did against Rangers recently. Tommy Boyd, as I said, the only survivor from the last time these clubs met in this competition, 5 years ago. Game played at Ibrox, of course. Big Horst. Right in the middle is Mjallby. Johnston, there's Viduka. Almost got his freedom. Well, he gets a free kick there, but immediately, Alan, you saw the ability he has to slip around an opponent.
Yeah, he did. He just got in front of Russell Anderson. Russell having to bundle him over. Almost momentum really taking him in, but we'll just show you'll have to make sure he doesn't give him a couple of yards. And this is the first, maybe half chance for Celtic already.
Well, Moravcik, perfectly capable of curling a ball in, even from this distance, but it may be laid away across to the left-hand side of the box. Little down forward there, Viduka trying to take that with his chest, and Aberdeen had everybody behind the ball. Well, when that ball came to Bernard, I thought he might just have lost possession. There it is again. Flicked across there by Solberg. A reset. Zero Ali did come in very quickly. Yes! Just a little bit predictable that though. Zero Ali. Over he goes. With a 1-2 attempted Zero Ali. Well, he went down, wriggling his way through there, but it's no chance of the penalty, which he was half-heartedly appealing for.
Nevertheless, Archie, great play by Zero Ali, very, very tricky. It certainly wasn't a penalty, but I thought for 1 minute the ball was just going to break to him in the box.
Well, that's all Tommy Boyd could do. Here's Zero Ali. Little will-o'-the-wisp. Trying to get that little 1-2 there from Jess. Well, a lot of jersey pulling going on by Mahe. No doubt about that. We'll be playing it down this reset, and I think a slight deflection. Well, reset, and Mahe on the other side, perfectly capable of explosive bursts down the flanks. So far, they've been very reticent. Viduka, look at the strength of the man on the ball again. I think he was impeded. He'll get a free kick. Indeed, I think Kenny Clark is going to have a word with the players about this.
Well, Jimmy McAllister is saying that Viduka's got a hold of his shot. A little bit of 6 1/2 a dozen there. Viduka not too happy using his shoulder. You already spoke about having a decent right back. I think in Jimmy McAllister, Aberdeen have a real gem at left back. Every time I've seen him, he's in a very good game. He's just making sure Viduka knew he was going to be there.
Free kick. Well, he can swerve them in. Too easy that. No real challenge on him either. Zerouali. Now Celtic on the break. Petrov. McNamara. Viduka. Can he get Celtic going now? That's a better ball in towards Johnston. Excellent clearance against Solberg, has been outstanding so far. McAllister. Ian Jess. Whipped away there by Boyd though. Well, that's a little gift. Johnston couldn't get hold of it now. I think, Alan, he had every intention, given he's not had any latitude so far, of really having a go at this.
Yeah, there's no way he was going to pass through anyone. Solberg actually initially, his touch is okay. All he'd done is turn into Tommy Johnson. Johnson took the ball off him, no support, cut right to the shot. And Tommy Johnson probably can't believe he's lucky he's actually playing today. 2 months ago, I'm sure he didn't think he'd be turning out the cup final for Glasgow Celtic, that's for sure.
Yolby. Mahe. Might be going in one of his runs for the first time in a game. Moravcik, of whom we've seen hardly any positive move, but that's a better ball. Now McNamara. Viduka. Tantalizing ability he has to get it over. Well, that ball played beautifully in there by Viduka, and Johnson was hovering right in the middle.
Brilliant play by Viduka. Superb ball and great defending.
Played down, that's it! Reset! Opens the scoring for Celtic. Suddenly popping up in the penalty area. The defender coming in, an auxiliary attacker, and Leighton is annoyed that he was left totally exposed. That ball played in there by Bekost.
There was a lovely goal. I don't know how Reset got to there. A good run forward by him. A lovely ball in from Bekost. Incredible when you think there's a good spell for Aberdeen this as well. Hit with a sucker punch. Not the greatest of contacts by Reset. Doesn't matter. Celtic 1 up.
And the Aberdeen manager for the first time has become animated. He's out screaming at his defenders. Good move by Reset coming forward the way he did. Here's Zerouali. Wants to go on the outside and see pass on the outside of the net. The Stavrum puts his thumbs up. He acknowledged that. Little ball there that ought to have been cleared by the Celtic defence initially. Almost caught out now.
It was a better ball in from Zerouali. Just gets himself in front of Stephen Mahe. Slided us up the touches. If anything, he's unfortunately just got too much of it and into the side netting, but a good response from Aberdeen right away though.
And now you can hear the Celtic supporters in the background. They're in front and they believe they'll stay there. Celtic supporters sweeping way around to the other side of the stadium. Yolby to Stavrum. Did very well there, Stavrum. That's a decent ball and goal. Had to keep his eye on it closely. There was a lot of curl in that one.
Yeah, there was. Unfortunately, not enough. He's done that a couple of times, Stavrum. Turned inside Mahe. Cross comes short. Initially, Johnny Gould was coming to get it, and then he realised it was turning away from him, or rather beyond him. Good turn by Stavrum.
Jess. Trying to get back into midfield. That's a decent ball, just tucked away. Had to pick it up. Up comes McNamara. Great support by McNamara, and that, I think, will be a booking. Solberg gets a yellow card.
He did well initially to get the ball away, but when Jackie McNamara picked it up, he was already running at the defence at pace. Ryan Scott on to give him a little bit of treatment. He'll be all right. 20 minutes gone, just over, and
Aberdeen have to hold this intact. Another goal now at this juncture for Celtic. It would be very difficult. And there's Leighton. Oh, there was a wicked skid in the ball as it came towards him. Aberdeen on the counter-attack. Mahay's there. Well, I think Celtic have seen enough of Aberdeen in the way they've competed in this game to realise that it's certainly not going to be like the other games they've had. Petrov. Beautiful ball by Petrov and McNamara. He certainly had to go for it. I think he realised that McAllister had committed himself as well. A brave challenge by the pair of them. Yobi. Johnston. Look at the support by this McNamara. Superb coming up from midfield. And that's why it's reset. I think his appetite has been whetted by that goal he got.
Absolutely. I said he was a weak link in the Celtic team down that right-hand side, thinking that Zero Ali would give him a few problems. Well, he's given him the opener. He slipped in contact there, but certainly a decent height. No problem for Jim Leighton.
Long and high towards Johnson. That's an excellent ball in Leighton. No hesitation. He was out of the traps there very quickly indeed. Stavrum. Nice little ball. There's Zerouali. Well, he was right to take it away. He did. He really has been exploring, and he had only one thing in mind.
Well, as soon as he saw Stavrum turn there, you can see already he's got a half yard in Mahe. Good contact, a little too good, but a great run. That's what he has to do, get himself in that box.
McAllister had to get that one. No margin for error. Oh, turning on the style as well. Far too much play in the ball though. Moravcik. There he goes. No, not the Moravcik of earlier in the season. When he hits the ball, it can be explosive.
No, he didn't catch it as well as he wanted to, obviously. Certainly forgive him for that. He'd do it with either foot, but there's too many players on about him there. Probably stopped him pulling the leg back and getting the proper contact on it.
Reset. Vikost. Johnston. Well played by Solberg again. Perry. Here's Ian Jess coming back just a little bit deeper. He hasn't been in this game. There it is. Viduka with a great chance and just touched away. Another salvage act there by Solberg, who did brilliantly first to see the danger and then keep his balance, prodding it away. As I said, Aberdeen have gone a little bit flat. Nothing coming off for them.
It was a good start for Aberdeen and just really got hit with a sucker punch. They need to get more into the game though. They'll need to start the passing that obviously brought them. I don't think it'll be a 4 or 5 nothing today though, not the way they seem to be playing, but certainly Celtic on top at the moment.
Solberg just getting rid of that. Viduka picks it up now. Nice little turn. Makes it look so easy, and that's swept away. McNamara came in from the back. There he is again. Hooked away eventually by Jamie McAllister. And Aberdeen at the moment up against it. A good commanding face for Celtic. Boyd. Totally untroubled at the back, Boyd. Johnston. No, Viduka's there though. Celtic pick it up again because there's Viduka now. Wandered out to the right-hand side. Now gets support for Moravcik. Does the little turn again, and there's Jim Leighton. Nobody turns as sweetly as this man on the ball. once again the stumble. Tremendous effort there. Now Vikos. Celtic keeping the pressure on. And really no punch in that drive by Tommy Johnson.
Well, Aberdeen are shooting themselves in the foot. They're giving the ball away constantly. And again, a good break. A good block, rather. Eventually comes to Johnson. Him with the shot. An easy take for Jim.
Tommy Boyd coming up. Well, that's more like Moravcik. Ian Jess. Cluster of players then, yet again. That's an object lesson by Tommy Boyd to the captain of a side, and there's a 50-50 ball. It becomes yours.
Yeah, he's had a good game today, Tommy. He's almost foot perfect. I don't remember him giving the ball away even then. That ball was going to Moravcik. The only thing it was going about 150 miles an hour and the wee man couldn't control it.
Swept away by Petrov. Oh, that's a good tackle again. Boyd's been immense. Fortunately make him man of the match at the moment. Up comes the goal scorer. Is he going to score his second of the season? Support again by McNamara. There's Viduka. He's put it away now. Getting right underneath it. And I think the very fact that he was chaperoned so closely there led to this ballooning.
Great play by the big man though. Superb control. This is where they don't want him, at the edge of the box, using his strength, gets by Anderson. And the fact that Jamie McAllister was coming in on his right, he knows it was a chance. You can see, being in the position, you get yourself a yard, you're trying to get a bit of power on it.
Yeah, I think his facial expression there, I think he's saying he's really had a hard toil out there against this defence. Solberg has been, as I said, very, very good against them. I mean, he can make even the best of defenders wilt, and in fact can make them look quite stupid at times, the way he can turn them quickly. But Solberg hasn't been taken on by that so much this afternoon.
To be fair to Aberdeen, actually, they've had a good first half. They really
absolutely,
have.
yeah.
No question about it. They're not out of this game at all.
No.
And he'll be reasonably happy, I think. He knows that they're just been outplayed a little too much at times in the game, but they have a few choice words at half-time.
And there goes the half-time whistle. So Celtic going into the dressing room, 1 goal in front. That goal coming, I suppose, surprisingly from a man opening his account for the season, Vidal Reset, Norwegian international, whom I first saw playing in Bordeaux and its international there. He was his goal coming up, neatly put in, by the way.
It wasn't the cleanest of finish. It doesn't matter though. It beats Jim Layton. Wasn't their best spell in the game either, but a good ball in from Vikos. And that is how to celebrate your first goal of the season.
And I suppose in a closely marked game, if you get somebody coming unexpectedly into the box, there's a potential for a goal, and that's exactly what Celtic have clinched. Half-time score in the 54th League Cup final at Hampden Park. Celtic 1, Aberdeen 0.
At half-time, King Kenny's concentration could not afford to waver. With only a goal separating the teams, and Aberdeen displaying form which had been absent in their previous clashes, the outcome was far from clear-cut, and at the restart, Celtic were quickly under pressure.
Reset taking it, Generali's in, and that was right on the edge of the box. It wasn't inside it, and for some reason, that's a bad one. Reset knew exactly what he was doing there. Here's the slackness, and he had to reach out, and is just outside the box.
Now, this could be a great start for them in the second half if they can bury this one.
Well, Zerouali is going to hover over this. He also has Thomas Solberg there. And does he have the skill to curl it in? Into the box beside his Celtic defenders. Goes Ariel Stavrum. Referee trying to sort out. Shoving going on, and it's straight to Zerouali again. Straight into the box, and that was despite the very big build-up and inept free kick.
It wasn't a good free kick. He's trying to bend it in, but he's bending it almost before it's lifted into the air. No chance you're going to beat goalkeeper all wall doing that.
Can't quite get to it. Jackie McNamara. Now this is the first time we've seen the Frenchman raiding like this. I think he might have been told to get forward just a little bit more. Mahe did very well, just simply used his weight, and Johnson gets underneath it. First real effort by Johnson with his feet.
He did well initially, Mahe, going down that left-hand side. Got a second crack at it as well. Tommy way underneath that one.
Aberdeen. Celtic almost parked just outside the box. No, just a bit too obvious that time. Russell Anderson taking him away now. Who's coming up on this left-hand side, reset, hesitated again. And he now. Oh, easily taken away. Aberdeen still coming in, and Belaberg. The first time we've seen him in the game, bringing the Aberdeen supporters to their feet behind a goal with this little thrust.
Well, they made an incredible noise there, the Aberdeen fans. They haven't had too much.
And then it's in just across the face of the goal. And forward go Aberdeen again. Now, McAllister, reset, Dow, can he touch it inside? He does. Bobby Winters, Dow. That ball had to be played outside him. Viduka picks up with Tommy Johnson, can he finish it off? He does! That should be it. One quick break by Johnson and he slides it home, and it was always going to be dangerous as soon as he lost possession when he did, and Viduka picked it up there.
Well, initially you thought Viduka had lost possession. A lovely ball through, good support by Tommy Johnson, and I said at the beginning he probably couldn't believe he was in the final in the first place. A good cool finish. Jim had certainly cut the near post off, but there's a big gap at the back post. Manages just to stay on side and no more, Tommy. And a very clinical finish, and that actually is down to Aberdeen giving away possession and Celtic now cruising at 2-0.
And you must say it's going to be very difficult for Aberdeen to pick themselves up now. It should add to Celtic's confidence as Petrov comes forward. There's a goal scorer. Aberdeen. McNamara took up very good position. Viduka really trying to kill it off once and for all. And Aberdeen really need to pick something up almost immediately. They've got to do something in the next 15 minutes. They've played tolerably well compared to some of the occasions I've seen them playing Celtic this season, but it needs much more than just that. Here's Viduka. Just turning on it. Belabed sending it down, reset. McNamara. Rather weaker ball there. Certainly got to keep the composure, not break up Stavrum. And you can see from that little glancing header, nobody coming up in support. Aberdeen, I think, a little bit shell-shocked at the moment. Oh, here's the one again. That could be a red card. Red card it is. That's another tragedy for Aberdeen. A man who's been outstanding in the game.
And he's actually just mistimed it. The ball was a good ball forward, to be fair. He's just mistimed it. Cup final, I don't like to see anyone get sent off.
No.
2 bookings, but certainly that one I would have said was a booking. I think the first one they had was a little harsh.
And that's way wide by Viduka. Well, you go into a cup final, you played tolerably well, and then suddenly you find yourself 2 goals behind and a man down.
We'll have to do a quick reshuffle. Not for the first time that someone's won a game with 10 men, but...
Well, that's the first time I've seen him really annoyed and anguished at the actual game itself. Look at the run here. There's 2 of them could go for it. Great clearance by Perry. Johnson has ventured out to the left-hand side. Here's Viduka. McNamara as usual. Now Viduka. Well, Johnson pretty well. He'll put this away now. Well, that's almost like the miss he had against Rangers in the recent league game. He picked it up. He's very, very casually and decides to try to flick it past.
Well, they should have. It's a good stop by Jim, to be fair, but he showed good skill initially to keep control of the ball. Mark Perry ended up on his back, cut inside, but quite honestly, he should have really sealed this beyond a doubt.
Good play by Moravchik again. Viduka can't quite get hold of it, and there's a great shot by Johnson as it comes forward. That's Petrov came up, looked carefully at it, and then let blast. He has been picking up a lot in midfield. Tremendous shot. Here's the run. Stavrum cutting inside. That's a good tackle, though.
He's been outstanding today, Tommy Boyd. He really has, actually.
Quite immaculate.
I honestly can't remember Tommy Boyd giving the ball away today.
Moravchik. Didao. Nobody square. Johnson to come back deep. Petrov. Almost leisurely look about Celtic now.
Well, they obviously don't have to push for another one. I think they'll get a few more chances before the end, but they're leaving it up to Aberdeen to come out, leave spaces for them, because they know that Aberdeen will have to do that to get back in. They're going to make a change as well, Archie.
Yeah. Callister. Winters. He said the right attitude since coming on, Winters. Now reset. That's a bit of ball. But Abchay's going to try and chip it through. Way to the left-hand side there. I think he just aimed it for the way to the far left-hand corner. I think Celtic will take this corner, but almost inevitably after this, Meyer will come on, the German. Well, swerve to the outside, and there's a shot again by Petrov. Really is in the mood, Petrov, to finish it off, and again, that's an uncharacteristic finish. I think we're going to have this substitution. And Ian just comes off. Another disappointing game for a player we know can play to the highest level. Moravchik. Reset. He had evil intentions for Aberdeen there. When he puts his mind to it, he's an aggressive and direct player. It sometimes pay off, Alan.
Yeah, they do. He's actually had a good game today, Peter, we said. Apart from a couple of times his controls let him down, but his defenders in about him have managed to help him out.
Back in the box he goes. Ravchik may want to let fly himself, but back to McNamara. There's a great chance in his pass, though. Up came Vikost. Saw the danger, given a little bit of space at the back.
He could have done a little better there. He could even have brought the ball back across. Good ball to the back post, though, to be fair. Defender in his way. It had to have been good. There was someone on that near post as well, but initially I was hoping Moravcik might whip it in with his left foot, but decided with a tricky back heel instead. But I honestly can't see Aberdeen getting back into this, actually. They look as if they're a little more depleted than before.
Just again, a little bit casual by Moravcik, but he changes his attitude now, and he tries to chip the goalkeeper. Oh, what a piece of delicate, exquisite skill. At first he was a little bit casual, then he got his opportunity, and look at the judgment of this.
Well, that really is top skill. Great touch, great turn in initially. Lovely flight, and Jim delighted to see that come off the bar.
Here's Vikost coming, and Aberdeen now looking sadly depleted. Good save by Leighton. That looked like a handball. It's up the line. Great clearance there. Celtic trying to put in the final nail here. Thwarted by that save. And look at this. Good defender, gets bonus money for this.
Yeah, good defending, great skill as well. Great save by Jim Leighton initially, but good skill by Big Viduka to get the ball at least on target. He's trying to kill the game off now, Celtic.
Petrov. Good ball by McNamara. They got that little touch by Viduka. Really hasn't had many opportunities like this. Paul Bernard. Winters trying to go forward. Knocked away by Boyd. Now what can a big fella do now? He mesmerizes at times. Still has it. Oh, he jumps it. No, it's off the line again. The rear guard action has been quite superb by Aberdeen. They haven't succumbed. They look as if they're heading for defeat. But again, Perry this time coming in. They're not crumbling.
Well, that's a couple of times off the line. It's getting pretty close, isn't it? The big man teasing at the edge of the box. I didn't think he'd given this enough initially. Great run by Jackie McNamara. Beats Leighton. Someone's on the line to clear the danger. Even McAllister.
Yes, McAllister might have twisted the ankle. Well, now we've been having the man of the match competition, and I leave it to my colleague Alan McAnally to make that judgment.
Yeah, well, I wish Moravcik's chip had gone in, because it's maybe too easy to give it to him, and Viduka hasn't had the most outstanding game, but I think at the back, Tommy Boyd for me has been absolutely magnificent today. He's organised his team well. There was a bit of pressure on Celtic. They were heavy favourites to win this, and I think he has been absolutely superb today. Hasn't given the ball away and hasn't given any Aberdeen striker a single bit of room. So he is my man of the match.
He is quite apart from this game. Tommy is a commendable professional. Celtic on the attack again. He hasn't got away from his markers quite as cleanly as he had earlier on in the season. There he is. McNamara. Will be a shot again. Whoop. Jim going the wrong way. Meyer. Wilby was in. That's a free kick. Yes, the referee wants the ball brought back. Yes, I was saying about Tommy Boyd, he's a commendable professional. He gives 150% for his club, on and off the park. I think he's a perfect illustration of what a professional player should be Simple, straightforward, gets into the game enthusiastically, good, sound technical player. And Alan Stubbs about to come on. It looks like Moravcik.
Well, he's done enough today, hasn't he? It would have been a little bit special had the chip gone in.
Well, I don't know whether he's at first a little bit puzzled, but I think he's accepted it now. Off he comes. Kenny Dalglish in the background there. Now Petrov. Reset. Wants to go on his own. He's game for it. Oh, that was offside in any case. And unselfishly, he let it off. And you know, he had the goal gaping at him. He might have had a go at it. Or is it a defender taking cold feet?
Yeah, possible. With the pace he was going at, I couldn't see any problem with going past the last defender either. He's got to get himself in a great position there, but I'm just trying to get Big Viduka on the score sheet, and he didn't actually need to do that.
4 extra minutes to be played in this game, stoppage time. Well, the referee considers that a solid tackle again. That's a bit of ball and Viduka. Brilliant tackle there by Leighton. Well, he might be 41 years of age, but there's elasticity in these bones yet. Look at this. And a bit of skill as well. And there's a booking, I think, for McAllister. Getting the attention of the Celtic supporters now, as you might expect, in full song. All they're waiting for now is the anticipation of a cup presentation, which of course we'll be bringing you. And I think Berkovic is about to come on. There he is, the Israeli international, and Tommy Johnson's delighted. Apart from being pleased at scoring goals, he's just delighted to be back in the Celtic team after the trials and tribulations he's had with injury.
Oh, absolutely. Celtic probably contacted every team in every single league to get rid of him at one point. And he's managed to stand his ground. And all of a sudden he's scoring a goal in the cup final. Fantastic.
Here's Boyd. That's a useful ball indeed. Stubbs. Berkovic. Reset. Got in a bit of a factor himself. Winters. Hemmed in there. Berkovic with space. Looking for that ball to be played back inside. That's a great move by Viduka again, and the linesman has his flag up. Free kick. Celtic quite dominant now, thoroughly deserving this cup, which will be theirs in about a couple of minutes now after the stoppage time. Pure delight for that man there, who's suffered a lot of agony himself in the past, both with Celtic and outside Celtic. Most of the singing has been done by the Celtic supporters, but Aberdeen down at the other end are far from silent as the players simply go through the motions now. The cup heading for Parkhead. Reset. Now McNamara. Robbie Winters, who's looked quite sharp, I must say, since he came on. But look at him, he's totally outnumbered there. Nobody giving him support. So what a season Celtic have had. A season of huge contrasts. And today we've seen the best and most positive as the final whistle goes. Celtic, having won just 10 in the last 22 finals in the League Cup, improved that record considerably. There's one in a man.
Now the party could begin. The patience of Celtic's faithful followers was rewarded after a convincing second half, and Tommy Boyd rightfully received the Man of the Match award. Kenny's heroes received the roaring approval of their fans. They had lifted their target, the CIS Insurance Cup.
And there we are, the scene at Hampden Park, and I'm sure delighted Kenny Dalglish can talk to us now.
It's great for everybody. Obviously everybody knows what Tommy's roots are, the both of them. So it's great for everybody to win it. They all played well. Petrov played particularly well, I thought. Tommy Boyd, anybody, give it to anybody. As long as we've got a trophy, it doesn't really matter. But it's great for the people who are brought up in Glasgow because they know they can appreciate it more than.
And Celtic about to be presented with the League Cup. Delighted support and a very satisfied looking Tommy Boyd making his way up here. Well, he can afford just that little smile there. While the team that suffered a bit of ridicule in that infamous defeat that they had can relax a little tonight, realising that the League Cup trophy is theirs. Well, Tommy Boyd, I see him occasionally in the area that I live in, and he's a delightful personality. There's the cup. The 11th time that will head for the Celtic boardroom. Every player deserving of it. You probably heard Kenny Dalglish trying to single out one or two of the players. He certainly mentioned Tommy Boyd. Petrov's played very well. Reset the goal scorer. Ecourse playing his part in midfield. There's Bjolby. Viduka maybe didn't have the kind of game he's been having recently. And we have the man of the match now, Tommy Boyd.
I'm absolutely delighted, for the lads, for the supporters. We probably didn't start off as well as what we should have, but we get a victory, that's all that counts.
Today I played a little bit different today. I come more up front on the pitch, and I'm not so much in front of the goal, so it was nice to come front of the goal today and score a goal. The final is a final, and it's always very difficult these matches, and Aberdeen they want to win as well, and they played well, but today we was a little bit better, I think.
Had a good month, go back on the side, and to be playing today, is an added bonus that with touch and go where I'll be playing, but it's fantastic. Yeah, I've waited a long time, it's been 3 years since I've been up here, and as you can see, it's fantastic, love it.
Come to a cup final, everybody's desperate to win it. We've not won too many in the last 10 years or so I think certainly the supporters can enjoy this one tonight, as can the players, because it's a monkey off their back, and I think that a lot of the time they play here, they're under pressure. Now they get a wee chance to enjoy it and see what we keep telling them, how good it is when you win something here. So it's a great opportunity for me just to come here, to take up the last few months of the season. It's been fantastic, but I think that the credit for the day has to go to John Barnes. It's his team, a lot of his players. Well done, John.
It was Kenny Dalglish's first piece of Scottish silver since Celtic's 1977 victory. And as it was taken in triumph back to Parkhead, assistant head coach Tommy Burns proved that an appearance on